Tonight, we take you deep into one of the strangest and most terrifying cases of modern times. The story of Elisa Lam. A death with no clear explanation and questions that remain unanswered.
Hello everyone, welcome to Mystery Tales.
Hello, and welcome to Mystery Tales. Tonight, we take you deep into one of the strangest and most terrifying cases of modern times. The story of Elisa Lam. A death with no clear explanation and questions that remain unanswered. January 2013. A young woman named Elisa Lam from Vancouver, Canada, decides to travel alone. She's a student at the University of British Columbia, and maybe she's looking to escape stress or the storm inside her mind. Her destination, the United States, with a special stop in Los Angeles. Elisa checks into the Cecil Hotel, a place infamous for its dark past, murders, and even serial killers like Richard Ramirez once stayed there. A hotel filled with shadows, now home to a fragile traveler. At first, her behavior seems normal, but soon, staff and guests begin to notice strange things. Sometimes she's cheerful and social, other times withdrawn, anxious, and nervous. Some guests complain about her odd behavior. So the hotel moves her from a shared room to a private one. Then suddenly, on January 31st, Elisa disappears. No record of her leaving, no phone calls. She's just gone. Her family, who spoke with her every day, alerts the police. Searches begin, but there are no leads until the police release a surveillance video from the elevator, and that video spreads across the internet like wildfire, becoming one of the most chilling real-life videos ever seen. In the footage, Elisa enters the elevator. She presses multiple buttons, but the elevator doesn't move. She hides in the corner, peeks out into the hallway. Her hands move in strange, unnatural ways, as if she's talking to someone or something, but no one else is visible. Her movements are a mix of fear, confusion, and a personal sense of threat. She steps in and out several times, then walks away and vanishes. The video raised endless questions. Was someone following her? Was she experiencing a mental breakdown? Or was there something supernatural involved? For 2 weeks, no one knew what had happened to Elisa, until hotel guests began complaining about the water. It smelled bad, tasted strange, and the pressure had dropped. Maintenance staff checked the rooftop tanks, and in one of the 4 water reservoirs, they found Elisa's naked body, floating, decomposing in the water used by guests to drink, shower, and brush their teeth. The tank was closed. There was no ladder. Access to the roof was locked and alarmed. How did she get up there? How did she get inside and close the lid? Why were there no signs of injury or struggle? The coroner ruled the death an accidental drowning. No drugs or alcohol were found in her system, but her family said Elisa suffered from bipolar disorder and was on medication. Had she stopped taking it? Did it lead to hallucinations? Or is the truth something darker? Some believe the hotel is cursed. Others say secret experiments were happening there. Many point to the elevator video. and wonder if she was interacting with something invisible. Elisa Lam's death remains a dark mystery. Neither police, nor doctors, nor the public could explain it. Was she a victim of her mind, or of a place that feeds on death? The Cecil Hotel will forever be tied to her name, and her shadow still lingers in its silent halls. What do you think? Was it just a tragic accident, or is there something far more sinister behind it? Stay with us. Subscribe for more chilling mysteries. And remember, not every story has an ending. Imagine a small, peaceful village in Germany, with old houses and cobblestone streets. In one of these houses lived a girl named Anneliese. Anneliese was a kind and simple girl who loved the church. Every Sunday morning, dressed in clean clothes with her hair neatly combed, she would go to the church, sit on the wooden pews, and pray. Everyone would say, "Anneliese is an angel." But one day everything changed. When Anneliese turned 16, she suddenly fell ill. Her body began to shake uncontrollably. The doctors said, "She has epilepsy," and prescribed her medication. But Anneliese felt there was something inside her that the doctors couldn't understand. At night, when everyone was asleep, she would hear strange voices, voices that said, "Anneliese, we are here." Anneliese told her family, "I'm not alone. There's something inside me." At first, her family thought it was all in her head, but then they started witnessing strange things themselves. Anneliese would sometimes speak in strange languages, languages no one could understand. Once, her face even changed, as if she had become someone else. Her family grew terrified and went to the priests. The priests initially resisted. They said, "We need to be sure this is demonic possession, not a mental illness." But Anneliese grew worse by the day. She could no longer go to school or spend time with her friends. The only place she felt at peace was in the church. After years of pleading, the church finally allowed an exorcism to be performed. The priests came to Anneliese's home. They filled her room with crosses and candles. They laid her on the bed and began reciting Latin prayers. Anneliese screamed, her body convulsed, and at times her face twisted into terrifying shapes. She claimed there were 6 demons inside her: Lucifer, Cain, Nero, and 3 others. The exorcism lasted for months. Anneliese stopped eating and sleeping. Her body grew weaker, but her family and the priests insisted the demons must be driven out. On a cold winter night, Anneliese could no longer endure it. At just 23 years old, she passed away. The doctors said her death was due to malnutrition and dehydration. But her family and the priests believed she had died in the battle against the demons. News of her death spread quickly. Some said she was a victim of religious extremism, while others believed she was truly possessed. The court convicted the priests and her family of negligence, but Anneliese's story remained etched in history. Anneliese Michel, the girl who once prayed like an angel in the church, became a symbol of the clash between science and faith. Her story makes us wonder, do demonic forces truly exist, or are they just the dark shadows of our minds